You know, you have to admire in many respects the likes of Harry and Meghan, because clearly they don't really understand exactly how the mainstream media works. I think that's really obvious, don't you, when you think about it, their escapade over in New York and that catastrophic car chase, which really became something of a laughing debacle worldwide, has never fully been cleared up. Nobody's allowed to ask them that in any press conference, or indeed the New York City Police Department have claimed that they will be giving them their utmost attention, of course, to look after them next time they visit in New York. But even the mayor of New York basically laughed them out of the water. Whatever idea, whatever plot they claimed it was going to be, it spectacularly backfired. But that really doesn't stop the duo from giving it another go. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you today. Thank you so much as ever for your time. And of course, it's lovely that you support so many of the videos. I am truly grateful. Thank you for your lovely comments also regarding the brilliant, late, beautiful actress, Audrey Hepburn. What a lady. And as I said in the video, it was absolutely thrilling to meet them. You know, when you're younger, I've often said this, and it's nice being able to share these things with you. You know, you don't really understand who you're meeting because they're not your generation. It doesn't matter, does it? You know, if you were meeting, for instance, say like Elvis, then you weren't particularly interested in Bing Crosby because he's not your era. Everybody has an era. But then, of course, when you get older, you look into these people and realize what magnificent things they've done with their careers and how they've impacted on the world. Audrey Hepburn was certainly one of those women, and of course just as beautiful in the flesh as she was, should I say, on the pictures. Interesting though, of course, because as we know, Meghan Markle herself likes to be classed as I think the word, what was it? Heart attack beautiful. Yes. Strange phraseology, don't you think? Now, what's interesting, as we know, recently, Meghan and Harry together literally were in London for quite a short period of time. They were hooked up in the Windsor suite, the executive lounge at Heathrow Airport. This was because Harry had been over here for the 10th anniversary of Invictus. And then, of course, the idea really was that they were going to be flying out for that fake royal tour over to Nigeria. One which, again, was really filled with catastrophe and backlash and all that sort of stuff. It's, you know, what I would say is this. There's a difference between setting up a royal tour that takes months of planning in advance so you know exactly who you're going to be meeting from the minute you step off the plane to the very final goodbye. They're kind of doing it on a budget level, you know, the pound shop version of that, and it doesn't really work, and this is now part of the problem. However, according to a very well-placed source, Meghan, you see, wanted to come to the rescue. And when you think about it, you know, there was this big story back and forth about how the king couldn't see his son, and then there was nowhere for Harry to stay, and that was all debunked. It turned out to be a tissue of lies, as many things are, of course, with Harry and Meghan, as ever, allegedly. Now, what's interesting here, though, is this. According to that well-placed source, Meghan wanted to play matchmaker, and she thought the Windsor lounge inside Heathrow Airport, the executive club lounge where every need is tended to, would be the perfect place for Harry and William to meet up. Oh yes, and the idea really was that she fancied putting the brothers back together, solving their differences in neutral territory. According to that source, you see, no palace, no royal paraphernalia, no courtiers, just William and Harry thrashing it out in the luxury, as I say, of the executive lounge. Now, of course, this never came to any sort of fruition. Two things really. Why on earth would William, given all the problems that he was going through and continues to go through, the worry, the tension, looking after children, and of course the Princess of Wales' ongoing health issue, why would he want to drop all of that to go over to Windsor to discuss whatever with his younger brother? Meghan apparently was left baffled by this particular idea that could have resulted in the reunion, the royal reunion apparently of the decade. And you see, the idea really was, according to that source who now no longer works alongside the royal couple, the idea really was that she basically would then say to His Majesty the King, you see, I've resolved that. Now, sadly for Meghan, that particular idea went nowhere. But what she did want to do is make sure that the world knew she was there waiting and ready. And that truly, allegedly, was the message back to William. I'm ready when you are. Sadly, she had a long wait and had to board the plane to Nigeria. Shame really, because of course I think the two brothers should get on and they should try and get through this ridiculous stuff. But I truly don't believe that perhaps, given the fact that of course Prince William is not the biggest fan of Meghan Markle, she may be the key to that success. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.